Hey everyone, Tankenstein here, and welcome to Spaded. In this episode, I'll be showcasing the ME-163 B-0 Komet. This is a rank 5 battle ready 8.7 rocket fighter for the German air tech tree. This vehicle is a totally optional vehicle to unlock, meaning that you do not have to unlock it in order to progress through the tech tree, and is again optional and is folded with the standard ME-163B. Now the difference between this and the standard ME-163B Komet is the fact that the B-0 has 20mm MG-151 cannons, up to 4 of them if you have the underwing pods, versus the MK-103 cannons for the standard B variant. Now those B variant cannons are 30mm cannons and are much larger, but also substantially tougher to aim, and you have less ammunition than what you have with the B-0. So in theory, the 20mm cannon should be substantially better in most instances. Now that being said, as with all stock to spaded episodes, I go through 3 matches. The first match is totally stock, second match is halfway spaded, and the third match is fully spaded, so that you can get a feel about how this vehicle plays, again when you're fully stock, halfway there, and then fully spaded, and then at the very end I'll also go over whether or not I feel that this vehicle is worth purchasing and spading or not. So that being said, please let me know what you guys think about this type of video in the comments below. I appreciate all comments. Either way, let's get into it. So if you guys didn't know, this does have some underwing gun pods, as you can see, and those actually, at least per the stat card, do not impact flight performance, which is very interesting. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate, but it doesn't appear that it does. But this is, again, 0.7 BRs higher than the standard ME-163B, which has no difference in flight characteristics compared to this. So I'm actually really interested, at least again per the stat card. We'll have to wait and see if that's actually accurate. But this is my first match ever with this vehicle, so we'll have to wait and see. I got the kill. Very fun. Got a Yak 30 over here who's being chased. I'm going to put my throttle up all the way. Now, one of the problems with this vehicle, and really any rocket plane, is that you have extremely limited fuel. And again, this is definitely no exception. So I'm gonna, I might go, no, I'm not going for the Yak 30. I'm gonna go for this IL-28. Yak 30's dead. Hopefully I can turn in on this guy. Now the 20mm cannons, they do not have as much of a punch, of course. However, they are much easier to aim at range. They've got much better muzzle velocity, and they are still very powerful, especially if you can hit with those mine shells. Now that is actually the first thing that I'm going for, are the mine shells, which are, again, quite important. So I'm going to turn in on this guy. I do not have expert crew on this, so I expect to black out quite a bit, especially for the fact that this does not have a G-suit modification, which really sucks. So let's go turn in on him. I'd say this is probably reasonable to start firing. Got a nice crit. Eligible for at least a what I would consider to be an assist. I think the game would too. I've only got a minute and a half left of fuel, so this is definitely not good. I kind of have to peel off that throttle a bit, which means I will not be able to keep up with the F-80C. Now the F-80C does have better thrust compared to... Okay, I got another hit on him. Not too shabby. So I've got 2 kills, 1 assist. Again, this is my very first match. If I had a complete mine shell belt, if I had the air target belt, I actually might have taken out that F-80C. So that said, it looks like we're already done. I got 2 kills, 1 assist. I did kill a few NPC planes, some of the A4s, just so I could get some extra RP, but not too shabby. Very impressed. Very good. And also, I do have a gameplay of the standard ME-163B. If you guys want to check that out, I'll try to link it below. Next match. Okay, here we are halfway spaded. I got myself an F-86 right here. Let's see if I can not get killed by him. Of course, he's going to try to, though. But better yet, I'll go for this. You know what? He's turning up. He's turning for me. So let's see if I can actually outmaneuver this fella. I should be able to. Controls get a little sticky when it comes to actually having some level of speed, unfortunately. It doesn't really matter what BR you are, or rather what mods you have, because this doesn't have any sort of enhanced boosters. You know, not that it really matters when it comes to turning so much, at least outright turning performance rather, but we don't have, for example, a G suit. So that does really actually impact this pretty negatively. Okay, closer, and got a nice hit on him. Turn up. Hopefully I don't G out, and I will not, but I might actually. It's one of the big problems with this vehicle is just its lack of G suit. It is just such a bummer. But this guy is actually really close, so got myself the kill, none too shabby. Again, this is a totally up-tiered match, and if you guys didn't know, this guy put F's in the chat for the 163, this, that, and the other thing. They are counting me out. They were counting me out even before the match even started, really. So, I'm here to prove them wrong if I can. Now, of course, I only have a very limited amount of fuel, and in the Pyrenees map, that is a big dealio. Didn't get a hit. That's actually somewhat surprising, but I do have this G91 as the follow-up. Then I got another G91 over there. So, let's go launch on this guy. Got a nice crit. Cannot complain. Yes, yes, and yes. This is how we do it. This is how you prove. I hate to use the word, or if it's even a word, I don't know. But this is how you prove the haters wrong, guys. You have to go out there and do your best. I don't really have all too much left in terms of ammunition, but I do have lots and lots of moxie to make up for it. Okay, we have an F9F. Let's see, can I get no hits? I cannot. Okay, F80, turn down. Don't want this guy hitting me. And we have a G91 coming in for the follow-through. I might have somebody behind me, not entirely sure. Very low on ammunition at this point, so I do not want to make stupid shots like that. But we do have this F80 back there. I got someone maybe behind me, perhaps. Gonna go for a head-on with this F80. And turn around, gonna go land because, of course, that's what we do. But we do have this F9F. If I can land, I certainly will. Damaged him before we can go. Works for me. I may be able to get an assist somewhere, but our team is doing okay. I mean, this is, again, halfway spaded. So, aside from all the, I don't know if you want to call it trash talk. I don't know if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. But aside from all that, halfway spaded on this thing is feeling pretty decent, to be quite honest with you. Now, the performance is better. Really what this thing lacks is going to be a good amount of fuel. It doesn't really matter how much performance I end up having. It's the fact that it lacks fuel. And I already have to go back and I guess, oh nice, I got a third kill. And ammunition. So, while the 20mm cannons are certainly better, in my opinion, when it comes to killing smaller aircraft, they are not going to be better when it comes to just downing, like, let's say, a bomber, because there are still bombers at and around this BR. So it's kind of a mixed bag in some regards, but I'm going to go back and land, see if I can actually do that. I see no reason why I can't make it back and get back in the sky, but, thus far, 3 kills, and all these people were doubting me. They were doubting me, and this is basically halfway spaded. My man didn't even get a kill. Anyways, let's go land, get back up in the sky, and see if we can put the hate down on the enemy team. No, he did not, but I am, like, blacked out and then some. I'll take the kill. Anyways, let's get into the final fully spaded match. So here we are finally in the fully spaded match with the ME-163 B-0 Komet. Now, this vehicle has been interesting, to say the least. While I do have like a 2 to 3 KD with it, which really isn't bad, alternatively, or additionally rather, it is a bit weird. So, fully spaded, I mean, obviously it's a bit better than when it was fully stock, but it doesn't feel like it's a ton better. Maybe it's just a little bit difficult to tell exactly how much better this is because the stat card is so messed up on this plane. Because, I mean, of course, when you're fully stock, you do not have just a 22 or 25 meter per second rate of climb. It is substantially better than whatever that claims. However, it also doesn't really feel like it's a ton better than it was stock. So I'm not entirely sure, again, It's a bit of a wild card, or a bit of a difficult thing. I'm just not even going to fire really at him. That's going to be a pointless affair, a fool's errand, because this plane simply cannot accelerate. Now, additionally, this has around 2 times the maximum repair cost of the already somewhat repair-heavy ME-163B. So the stock, the standard ME-163 Komet, this has around 2 times the repair. Fully spaded, you're looking at around 19,000 silver lions to repair the B-0, which is incredible. I mean, I cannot say it enough. Also, I want to wait until I'm a little closer. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to start firing on him. A little bit far forward. Okay, I see exactly what he's doing. Gonna get him. Also, right there, that kind of leads me to my next point. I completely peppered that guy. I've got air shells and all that. I peppered him with those air shells. I mean, of course, the first few shots were not very accurate, but I peppered him. And I did not kill him at all. I mean, like, those were a ton of high explosive shells doing diddly-doo-doo to him, unfortunately. So, that is one other thing that you're going to have to worry about. Another thing that you have to worry about is that with this vehicle... Okay, I'm just going to... There we go. With this vehicle... Ooh. Can I... Got another kill. Sometimes you get some really nice kills. But when it comes to this vehicle, as you're seeing, I am blacking out and then some. Like, I have to keep turning, otherwise he's going to catch me. He has a G-suit. I do not. You pretty much have to get yourself an expert crew in order to fully use this plane. The turns on this thing are so incredibly tight that if you do not have an expert crew to be able to maximize... Ooh, we have an enemy right behind me. To be able to maximize not only your turning that this thing is capable of. Like, this plane is more capable than the pilot. Okay, that was really misguided. But he's still flying, so I guess I can go for him. I don't know. Is this not cool? Is it? Okay, good. I kind of took the decision out of my hands. But you pretty much have to be able to fully just get yourself an expert crew, better yet, an ace crew, in order to fly this thing to its fullest potential. And it's like, it's not even close, really. You know, it's not like, well, you know, I mean, you kind of need it. You need it. Like, this plane is not going to hold your hand because it pulls so hard. And the same thing goes for the ME2, or the regular 163B. However, this thing is 0.7 BRs higher. And personally, I don't really know if it's worth it. Maybe 8.3 BR? Maybe? But one other thing when it comes to this ridiculous repair cost of like 19,000 silver lions is, look at this. Look at my fuel. You go into a match with 6 minutes of fuel, and you pretty much have to, like, regulate it to know, like, you cannot not know what your throttle is. You have to know what it is at all times, because what will happen is, obviously, if you don't know what your throttle is, you're going to hit the ground, and then, boom, you have an 19,000 silver line repair because your fuel was too low. Now, thankfully, on this plane, it's actually not all that difficult to kind of stay at between 50 and 70% when you're just kind of going from point A to point B. Of course, when you're in a dogfight, you are going to want to jump your throttle usage up a bit. But again, in general, I mean, it's not terrible, but on larger maps, especially during confrontation maps, it is not easy. And so, like I said, I mean, the whole point of these stock to spaded videos, 100%, it's to give you realistic gameplay. I'm not here to give you guys a kill montage. I'm not here to be like, oh, well, this plane's amazing. Is this, that, and the other? I'm here to give you a realistic outlook on whether or not you should grind this plane, and what more so what my experiences are, so you can make the decision yourself. And unfortunately, and I know putting the sled down really is not going to help me land this thing too much because of how bad the braking is, but it is what it is. I just like being proper. But ultimately, this plane is just not... I don't know if it's worth it, you know? Like, unless you're a collector, unless you really like how the B flies and you want to fly pretty much the same plane in an up-tier... Okay, I'm going to just try to rip this thing off because I'm not going to be able to land. This is exactly what I mean. Also, it is a pain in the tuchus to land. Okay, I'm taking the gear up, and there we go. So either you try to land it properly and go off the airfield, which has happened a few times, or you just try to kind of land it without that, and then you blow up in a blaze of T and C stuff. That was the first time it's ever happened to me, if nothing else, when it comes to the 163 on landing. But this thing is just, at 8.7 BR, it is a fantastic dogfighter. And one of the things that a lot of people forget about when it comes to this plane, when it comes to so many of these gunfighters in a missile-heavy environment, is that you are playing asymmetrical warfare. A lot of these planes that have missiles at this BR, or that you might face, like the Starfighters, for example, are not going to be able to outturn you. If you can force them into your type of fighting, you can win. This plane has so many opportunities to win. You have to make sure, so long as you can play to your strengths, and bonus points, if you have expert crew, you can annihilate people. But overall, I mean, I've been getting 2-3 kill matches, maybe 4 every now and again, but that's been it. You know, I mean, it's been some up tiers, some down tiers, about 50-50. So, is it good? Yeah. But is it worth it? I just don't know. If you like the Komet, yeah, it's worth it. But have to remember, the repair cost is ridiculous. This plane is ridiculous. And if you make any mistake, you are going to be paying nearly 20,000 Silver Lions that you otherwise would not be. But either way, thanks so much for watching. Please, of course, let me know what you think about the video in the comments below. Consider liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever it is. I appreciate all of it. Either way, thanks again. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.